Hey guys, how you doing there? Um, I do apologize. There's actually no camera here. I don't know what's going on with this camera and my computer, but they seem to be not agreeing with each other. So, unfortunately, there won't be no video here, just audio. But I did promise you guys this review. I'm pushing it back a lot, so I definitely want to get into this movie. This movie has a lot as you see here in the trailer, a lot of big actors in this movie. A lot of huge actors going on here. So the movie we're talking about is Amsterdam. Yep, Amsterdam. If you would for me, like, comment, subscribe on the video. All that good stuff. I'm going to have some more reviews coming out here pretty soon. I got some surprise ones coming out too, so definitely check out for those reviews. I'll have those coming. But so the review we got here is, of course, as I said, Amsterdam. David O. Russell, I believe, is the director. I might be wrong. I actually never heard of this guy, but I've seen a lot of his films, and you probably have too. He directed Silver Linings Playbook, American Hustle, and this guy actually goes far back as with one of my favorite movies, Three Kings, with George Clooney, Ice Cube, Mark Wahlberg. Really good movie. If you haven't seen it, by the way, war film about three guys in Iraq looking for Saddam Hussein's gold. And then decades later, he directs Amsterdam. All right, so this one is pretty much Amsterdam is about these three friends throughout history. They've been with each other either pretty much they met each other through the war. Margot Robbie. I didn't name the actors because there's like I said, you probably know who all these people are. For those who don't, stars Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, John David Washington. I just looked up his name because I couldn't remember his name. But Chris Rock, Zoe Saldana, Mike Myers, Michael Shannon. It's Timothy Oliphant, Taylor Swift, Rami Malek, the legendary Robert De Niro. So this Anya Taylor-Joy. So this is a pretty star-studded cast. So basically, it's a movie about these people. They witnessed a murder of this guy. He's like really high on the totem pole in the government. His daughter was murdered, and then they're trying to investigate that murder, but it pretty much leads to some like deep rabbit hole, some conspiracy basically. And they have to pretty much get to the bottom of it. So I will honestly say, so looking on this looking this movie up, it does have a really low Rotten Tomatoes score. It's at 33%, I believe, on Rotten Tomatoes as of now. And I will say I'm kind of inclined to go with them a little bit too. The entire time this movie was going on, for a while, I've been kind of looked back at my wife a little bit and looked back at the movie and I was like, is it just me? Or is this movie all over the place? And kind of is a little bit. I actually thought this movie was a little confusing. Because it's supposed to be like this espionage sort of like murder mystery plot that sort of leads into like this bigger like government conspiracy or whatever. But by the time this movie ends, it has nothing to say. Like honestly, I feel like it's way more confusing than answering your questions. I like the actors in here. Like I will say one thing about this movie that I really liked. I thought every actor down the full board did a phenomenal job. I thought they all did an amazing job here. I just I feel like plot wise, a lot of this movie didn't make a whole lot of sense. Um, a lot of the conclusions really didn't amount to anything personally because I was sitting there confused as to what was actually happening throughout the course of the film. Like I said, I know it was like a government conspiracy. Um, I guess like this guy, he's really high up in power and everything. Uh, and his daughter gets murdered. I'm not gonna explain it. I won't spoil that because it kind of leads into like I guess the bigger plot, if there is a straightforward plot, because a lot of this plot just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me personally. Um, I don't know. I just think maybe. Come here, baby. But yeah, I don't know. This plot just doesn't really do it personally. Yeah, just my granddaughter wants to say hi. Say hi, baby.
Hi. Hi.
We're gonna tell people out there.
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't want to like, comment, and comment up below.
Okay, like comment below. Bye. Good night.
Good night, babies. Papa love you.
Lay
Yeah.
down with me.
Huh?
Lay down with me.
Okay, I'm about to come in there. Okay, after this review, I'll come in there. Okay. Granddaughter, everybody. But yeah. So I don't know. As far as this movie, I don't know. It's like I said again. It's as you can tell from the trailer. It's a highly star-studded cast. I just don't feel like I don't feel like the story makes a whole lot of sense. Um, but again, the acting. I think even their dynamic with each other. I think it is really good. But otherwise, I don't see a reason why uh you should really check this out unless you're like super curious. And I don't know, maybe you'll like it. Maybe there's something in the plot that I didn't understand that you would. But I know I'm pretty good at figuring these things out, and I by the end of this movie, I was really confused. I didn't understand what was happening here. Um, I wasn't sure what message they were trying to convey. Um, wasn't sure what the murder plot was or the person behind it. I didn't. The motivation wasn't very clear personally. The people who are involved, that didn't make a whole lot of sense. This plot was just kind of all over the place, in my opinion. This just felt like the director had a whole bunch of like really big name stars and just kind of wanted to throw them in a movie together. That's what it personally felt like to me because it like a lot of this just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Um, and another thing I kind of wanted to bring up too, I guess, I just felt like, um, so the movie takes place back in the I believe 1940s. This is in the 1940s, so like I just never felt like this movie went that hard in the paint as far as the movie takes place in the 1940s. Um, uh, this was a pretty racially divided period, and I just never felt like this movie took full advantage of that. And what I mean is like, um, 1940s, 1950s. There's clearly a it was always Saldana um and Christian Bale's character, and they're actually walking down the street together and everything like that, and there's no type of racial pushback or anything like that. And I know that it may sound kind of weird when I say it like that, but I just noticed it throughout the entire film because I kept the time period in mind, and it just acted like it acted like hanging out with black people hanging out with white people. It just felt like it felt like it was a normal thing back then. And people will look at me weird saying that because as of now, that is a normal thing now. But you have to think this movie takes place back in the 1940s, 1950s. I can't remember exactly what year it was. It might have been the 30s. But it felt like it was just kind of the racism in that period. It just felt like it was a little glossed over in here. I just wish for this never at any point this never really felt like a 1930s type film to me personally, or 1940s or 1950s type film. So I just kind of wish the movie kind of leaned into that a little bit more, because it feels like when someone does that, it feels like someone who wrote this movie in 2022, this was their vision of what it was like back in the early 1900s, and this is not what it was. So so definitely, those are my issues with it. I didn't think this was a very good film. Again, convoluted plot. Again, really good actors. Really good dynamic between the actors and stuff like that. But just everything else just kind of falls out of place personally for me. I don't think I'll come back to this one. This is a pretty low recommend. The only way I would recommend this film, honestly, is if you like if you like the amount of cast that was in this movie. And there's people who do like this. I did check the audience and critic scores on Rotten Tomatoes, and of course the audience score is way higher than the critic score. I think critic score is only 33%. Audience score is like high 60s, and and a lot of people are saying that they really understood the message of this movie. So, like I say, if you really like this movie, definitely, again, comment below. Let me know if you really like this movie, and you think I'm crazy for not liking it, or a comment below if you think if you're with me and you think this is a good movie. Definitely. So, again, definitely check out the rest of my videos. I do have more reviews coming on the way, so look forward to those as well. But this is the review for Amsterdam, like I promised. And I kept trying to figure out the right time to actually do this review. So definitely, again, like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what you think about this movie. And I will see you next video. Peace.